Okay, so dear Rakesh, should we give some couple of more minutes, or we should start what you say?
No, please let's give a couple of minutes because
Yes,
we've got one of the moderators in, and that's Farami.
sure.
We're waiting for Teire.
Yes,
Teire
no
should be
problem.
coming on soon.
Yeah, it's fine, perfectly okay.
Yeah,
How was
Farami, I'll leave you
how
with
was the
Dr.
day today, dear
with
Rakesh?
Dr. Faridi. It was fantastic. It was great. I've just been trying to resolve things with the two groups I'm managing. Like, I've got the ambassadors, the young ambassadors, and I've got the international women as well. So I've just been trying between both because, Rishad, it's been a challenging couple of years, but I'll talk to you afterwards anyway, with regards like trying to make sure things are in place. But I'll speak to you later after the call. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. I'm going to go on mute. Yeah, and I'll try to get Teire online.
Okay, no problem. So, hello everyone. Good day, Dr. Good day, Dr. Faridi. Hello. Hello, Dr. Faridi. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the meeting has started. I am Oluwaferanmi from Nigeria. I'm a student of microbiology.
Right.
I'm 17 years old, but I'll be 18 by December. Hopefully not in the lockdown. Okay, so everyone, our guest today is Dr. Faridi. Dr. Faridi, please can you tell us a bit about yourself so that everyone will have it on record?
Yes, sure. Definitely, I'll tell you about a brief about myself. Like, I have 27 years of experience, right? And out of these 27 years, I spent 18 years in corporate. That means I was working in a lot of industries, into businesses, companies, organizations, mostly profit organizations, I mean to say. And also, I have 9 years experience into academics also. I was in higher education. So this is a combination of my experience in industries as well as experience in the higher education. This is the year experience. And the markets I have got exposure is, I have exposure of the Asian market. Primarily, it is more of India. The Middle East market, again, is primarily Saudi Arabia, and the North American market focusing on Canada and some time in US also.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so
sorry to interrupt.
my co-host is on. Yes. Hello,
yes.
Teire.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm Teire. I'm 21 and I'm in Coventry at the moment. How far have you guys gotten? Sorry, I was a bit late.
No, this is my first slide now. This is my first slide.
Yes, and he just introduced himself. We've not done anything.
You're just introducing yourself. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell us a bit about yourself too before we start.
So let me finish, Edward. Like, I'm just in between. So in the industries.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, my expertise is in the industries of more of a home improvement, and the home improvement here is more of constructions, like building materials, and mostly it was the cementy, right, which binds and construction, right?
Okay.
And also in the academics, meaning into the higher education. I teach at the undergraduate students in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And my role is being like, I interface with both. If you are in the business, either you have a supplier who's a supplier who gives you the raw material, right, to make the finished goods, and I face the customer also. So I have the experience of both suppliers as well as the customer both, right? And my hobbies are public speaking and community engagement.
Okay.
And till today, I'm also a learner like you. So my learning journey is not complete. Every day I'm learning everything. And today I'm supposed to learn from you, young, budding learners like you, that's the thing.
We're also meant to learn from you today, sir.
Yes. So this is a brief about myself.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Teire?
Yeah. Sorry, something you said about public speaking. When did you get into public speaking? Was that something you've always been interested in, or is that something that you learned as you were going along in your career?
I'm very enthusiastic of public speaking. I love doing speaking in the public, you know.
Okay.
Just to let you know, when I was in the school I'm talking about, I was a very, very shy boy. Just to tell you this. I was a very shy boy. Yes. But I was very interested to do public speaking. That was my dream. So I was chasing my dream. How they're two different things, shyness and public speaking. They cannot come together. Yeah. So I thought, what is the way I can improve myself that my shyness goes out? And, you know, just to let you know, in the school, I had 80% of the students in my class in the school were very good than me in studies.
Oh, okay, right? Okay. Yeah. You're sounding similar to myself.
So the shyness was very strong in me because I could not face them, because I was like, I was only the weak 20 students in the classroom. I was very weak student and I was very shy. But luckily enough, when I went for my graduation, it was upside down. The reason is that university was a English speaking university, and there were a lot of students who were not having a very good English that time. They were from rural areas. So it turned me around. So I was a top 20 students who was able to speak English well, but 80 students not.
Wow. Yeah.
So what happened was that shyness became a good. So the teacher says, "Okay, you stand up, Rishad, and tell what." So you know, then I felt that I love the public speaking, and now I'm being empowered because I got good English. So you know, that was a turning point to me.
Okay. Oh, that's good to hear, sir.
Yeah, it was good to hear. That was just a random question I had, but I have prepared some questions in my book. That was just a random question.
So my takeaway is also that every day is an opportunity for you. You have to just keep you have your passion, and you should have your purpose. The passion and purpose, bring them together and move forward with that. Right? So that is what I like to tell you about.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, no. One of the questions that I had is that I noticed you've worked in Saudi Arabia, you've worked in Canada and India. How did the culture impact the marketing in each of the different countries? How was it different?
That's a very good question asked by you. It's a very good question. So, from the culture perspective, when I was in India is a country of more of values, right? It's like more of kind of respect. There's a generation gap between different generations. We respect the elders, and we have to be we have to be soft speaking in front of elders, and we have to be very respectful while talking to the elders. And maybe if the elders are telling something wrong also, but still you will keep your mouth shut and let he or she speak about it, if he's respected, if he's elder to you. But if you go to Canada, the culture was absolutely different. It does not matter, irrespective of your age. You have to be straightforward in speaking what it is, right? Okay. So I like to give you a story, which I'm sure it will be making you interesting for that.
Yes, sir. Sir, please do give us the story.
So when I was a salesman in India, and when I was a salesperson in India, so if I meet my customer, So the first 15 minutes, we used to discuss about non-business things. How's your family? How's your daughter? How's your son doing? How's his studies going on? How's the weather? How's the climate conditions? Um, Political news, sports news. We are talking about so many things, right? And after 20 minutes of the time, yeah, you can have. Excuse me, just a minute. After 20 minutes of our discussion, then we'll start talking about the business, right? So this is a culture of India while speaking, a salesman speaking to a customer. Now, when I went to Canada and I was supposed to meet a old lady. She was around 70 years old, and I was supposed to sell that customer some home improvement products. So with that behavior pattern of being in India, so I said, okay, I forgot her name. Let's talk like her name was Mary. Okay, hi Mary, how are you? I'm Rishad. So who lives with you in your home in Mary? She says, I'm widow, I live alone. Okay. Where's your son? She said, my sons are here and there. Where are your daughters? She said, they're in different cities. Okay. Which political party you like, liberal or you support which party? Right? Conservative or liberal in Canada. Then I talked about the weather conditions. Then I talked with her about the food habits, etc., etc. What kind of food she likes and all. And then slowly I started talking about the business. When I went home, when I went to my office that day, my boss called me in his office. He says, Rishad, can I have a minute with you, please? I said, okay, why not? Sure. He says that today you went to meet a customer, Miss Mary, and she complained about you. I said, why? I hope I didn't say anything wrong. He says, no. She told me that you are a very unprofessional salesperson.
Wow.
So then I said, I could not understand what she means by a very unprofessional salesperson. Then my boss told me, he says in Canada, in North America, we have to be professional while dealing with the customers. It's a bad manner speaking about his sons and daughters and his political parties he or she supports and talking about the weather conditions. No, you meet, you shake hand with Miss Mary, sit down, I hope everything's fine, and you start telling about your product. Then I realized, oh, just imagine in India, if you just go straight forward to meet someone and tell about your products, in India, the customer say, oh, he's so mean and rude. He's arrogant talking about the product first. But see the same way when I went when I went to Canada, and I have to be professional speaking to that customer, you know. So see, that's a culture difference. It is.
Yeah.
So
no, that's interesting.
yes.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So over time, you managed to adjust to like different cultures in different countries.
Absolutely right. And one thing. The second thing was, in India, when I'm speaking to a customer, the distance can be even close to 1 meter while speaking to a customer. That means customer is sitting to me, very close to me where I'm sitting. And we are almost not touching the body, but we are very close to each other, right? But in North America, especially in Canada, you need to keep a distance of like at least 1 to 2 meters difference between the customer and the sales representative. That's the second thing I found, that I have to be very careful. in Canada, if you're close to a customer, speak to him, the customer feels very uncomfortable. They don't like a person should come very close by. So that's a thing. The third thing, very important thing also I like to talk about is the odor, body odor, smell. We are in India, we are used to a specific body odor smell of a person who's sitting close to us. Yeah. But in Canada, a typical Canadian feels uneasy smelling the body smell or even a perfume smell. The person does not like it. It should be odorless, right? So that's another thing. In India, people feel good wearing some kind of perfumes and fragrance while speaking to someone. But in Canada environment, in the Canadian environment, it's not good manners. You should be odorless. You should not have any kind of a fragrance to you.
Wow, that's very insightful, sir. Thank you. I mean, it actually it highlights the different cultures that we all have. Being that in India, you people they like to be more friendly with customers, and customers are used to that. And you were used to it until you got to Canada.
Yes. So this is very important. So my answer, my suggestion for you are that whenever you're going to a different country, it's better to get an idea about the cultures, the values, the behavior patterns, the do's and don'ts of that country, and what makes them. Which is the professional way of dealing with them. It's very important. And body language also plays a very important in this contribution. So whenever you go to any country, there are a lot of books on cultures of different countries. Just go through them before you go to some country. That's very important.
I agree with you. Edward, do you have a question you'd like to ask me?
Yes, I do have a question. Dr. Faridi.
Yes.
Highlighted how you went your journey so far in the marketing. So what would you say is so important about marketing? Because especially during this lockdown, there are a lot of courses online, and most people tend to go into digital marketing. So like, why would you say there's a lot of people, going into that section of life?
See, as you know, to just answer your questions, I just want to tell you brief shifts taking place, not only just COVID time, how the economy of a country started. So we started with the industrial economy actually, right? Yeah. So what was the industrial economy? The machines were having power and electricity to produce goods and services, right? Yeah. So we had machines. And for example, we had ice cream machine. So we're putting milk into it, we're putting some flavored ice cream, then we're putting some sugar into it, we're mixing it, and with that machine running on some power, electricity gives you that ice cream, right? So that was an industrial region. You must have heard about the steam engines, right? Engines. So this is what I'm talking about. With the industrial engineering, we came to something called as a human resource development. We found that everything does not work. The economy does not work on machines. The economy works on human people. Understanding the behavior pattern of a human being. What motivates a human being? What makes him happy? What makes him excited? What makes him very sad? And how we can work in a team. And how we can be more productive. Machines were a kind of a system. You switch on the machine, it will start running. You switch off, it will stop running. Human beings are not the same. Human beings are more fragile. Understanding and motivating human beings is what it is.
Wow, thank you very much.
After the human resource development, we went to the knowledge economy. In knowledge economy, what happened was knowledge, wisdom, expertise was very much focused on. So the markets or the countries which were having very strong knowledge were the leading company or leading countries. Why? Because of knowledge, you could able to bring innovation. You could able to bring research and development. You could able to bring some inventions. So we move from industrial to human resource development to knowledge. Then after knowledge came something called as a circular economy. What is circular means? A circle kind of thing. In circular economy, what we could do is that how we can use a product not one time, but 5, 10, 20 times we can use that product. So I like to give you an example. If you in your home you have a drill machine, right? A drill machine to drill nails in the wall. So that drill machines in Canadian dollars, you may find in around, say, roughly $150, you will find that drill machine, okay? You know how many times we use our drill machine in our home in our lifetime? Just think about it. Maybe you use it maximum 20 to 25 minutes in your life, you will use that drill machine. That is all. So this is what the circular economy told. Like in our home, we have so many resources which are unused, and how these assets can be used by others. And that's why the name called Uber taxis came up. So I have my car lying. I go to my workplace from morning 8 till 2. After 2 o'clock till the next day, 8 o'clock, my car is kept idle in the parking lot. I'm not using it. So how about if I put this car into an Uber and it will give me results, it may give me profits. I'm utilizing my assets. So the world came into a circular economy, how we can able to use our unused resources and make things happen.
Wow, thank you very much.
After the circular economy came the digital economy. And here is a very important thing. In digital economy is the technology which was driving the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and disruption took place. The big businesses disrupted, they collapsed, disturbed. So I give you example of, for example, taxi business. Again, an example of taxi business. Now, earlier, taxis, if I have 50 fleet of cars, then I'm a really good taxi driver, taxi company. If I have 100 taxis under me, I'm a very big taxi person. But digitalization has disrupted the taxi business, and you don't need a taxi to be the #1 taxi. Uber has shown us an example. Airbnb has shown as an example in hotel industry also. Yeah. Facebook is another good example. Facebook does not do any contents. Facebook is just a platform. I put my pictures of going on a vacation. I connect with some friends. I write something. So Facebook does not do any contents. It's the people, the community does that thing. So this is a chain. Technology has facilitated in bringing this change. The economy came the digital marketing also. It is today the consumers are not interested in customer experience I've got.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I think a call is coming into his phone. Made it clear that digitalization has made a very big impact on their industry.
I think what he's saying is right. He must have said something about how Uber's dominated like the whole taxi industry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's back.
Yeah, I'm apologize. There were some glitches. Yeah, there were some glitches in my internet. Yeah, sorry about that.
No
Yeah,
problem.
that's
Then
fine.
after this came imagination on me, imaginations, right? You're thinking beyond certain beyond certain possibilities, and there's something called as a moonshot thinking. Making something the moonshot thinking. This has been derived from Google, and I strongly recommend whenever you have a chance, check on the Google TED Talk on moonshot thinking to get more information about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Would you say like over like your 19 years of experience in marketing that the shift from industrialization to digital marketing was the biggest change that you've experienced, or is there anything else?
No, industrial economy was a long time back. It was in 1930s, 40s, and 50s, right?
Oh, okay. So
when I was into it, we were in between human resources. Actually, when I was studying, it was a human resource economy. When I passed out, graduated, it became a knowledge economy, right?
Okay.
Knowledge economy, circular economy. I was into that time. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a very old school, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Faridi.
I have yes.
So I'm thinking we should go to what you have for us today, because I think everybody's anxious to know.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to show you something. So these are the 4 changes we see in today's business change, social change, environment change, and the technological change, right? Now, you have to tell me in the ascending order which change was the fastest in these 4 changes. Can you answer them? I will give you 1 minute time.
Do you mind telling me the options again, please?
Yeah. So we are having a lot of changes taking place. The business change,
yeah,
the way we do shopping, the way we do marketing, the way we buy products, the way we take the decision in buying a product, the way we manufacture products, the way we procure the products. Social changes in the society, changes in digital natives, the Z generations, the X generations, their buying patterns, the thinking patterns, the society, the communities. Environmental change may be the change of the climatic changes taking place. Focus on sustainability. Sustainability means protection of your natural resources. Yeah. How we can recycle our products, how we can able to safeguard our planet and our earth.
Okay.
Technology changes means coming of blockchain, robots, drones, technology of machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. So these are the 4 changes I want from the ascending order. The change with the fastest should come first, and the change which was the slowest among these 4 should come the 4th. So in the ascending order, can you give the answers to it?
Okay.
I give you 1 minute time. Think about it.
Okay.
I've written mine down personally. I think
I'll give you 30 seconds. I'll give you 30 seconds and then we'll answer. Think about it and I want to know your answers.
Well, everybody can also write theirs down, so you also partake in this.
Yes. Okay, I think the time is over. So what are the answers you have given?
For mine, for the fastest, that will go to social changes. The second, technology. The third, business. The fourth, environmental.
Okay.
Personally, for mine, I put technological first, then business, then social, then environmental.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Does anyone else in the chat have any input, or is this? Oh, okay. Some people are typing things.
Tanya says social was first, then came
business,
the business, then the technological and the economic. Oh no, that's not environmental, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, today, as I told you, we have digital economy and imaginative economy. Technology is driving the business today. First thing. Technology has disrupted the traditional way of doing business, right? The first change. Because of the technological change, the society has also changed as per the technology. Have you seen that how much time a human being spends on devices? The way we have changed ourselves, our mindset in writing letters or corresponding or communicating with a person to person. You have seen the change of buying products. The days have gone when you were going to a shop to buy the products. If I want to take a air ticket to London, I just go to a website and just book the tickets. So simple and easy. So that social change has taken place of human being. We have becoming lot of friends through networking also, through social networks also.
Sure.
We cherish having social networks. For us, society as a whole has really changed the way they live their life, the way they make friends, the way they earn, the way they collaborate with each other. The third, because of the social, means the society change and the technology change, it has brought a dramatic change into the business also. Today's business is becoming more online business, e-commerce, electronic marketing, electronic payments. we're having virtual businesses taking place. If you want to go to a factory to see how things are, you are not just going physically, you can virtually on your computers, you can able to cruise through. The way the business is producing the product has also changed. Technology has brought scale up of the business also. So earlier it was, economy was a developed economy, emerging economy, and the underdeveloped economy. Now, due to business, due to technology changes, the business today is becoming scale up. So there's less difference between a developed country and the underdeveloped country. There's very less difference now. And someday they will be in the same platform also. Procurement, global procurements has taken place in businesses. Identifying new markets have changed due to technology. And the fourth, but not the last, is the environmental change. Environment here means protecting the planet. How we are able to, we make the products, we make the services, but we have to be sustainable in a sense that we are protecting our environment or our climatic condition so that the next generation should not have any problems.
Okay.
I will
So
show you yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the order from 1 to 4 then? Did you say it started with technological, or was it, which one did you say it started
Technological.
with? Yeah, that was the first one.
The second was a social change. The society changes. Yeah, human beings. Yeah. Then the business and the environment change. There's a joke, a cartoon which I like to share with you. I was going through, someone sent me on a WhatsApp. Earlier, the earth was surrounded by the plastic. But today, what happened post-COVID? The human beings are surrounded with the plastic. So you see the difference now?
Sure.
We used to throw plastic so much all across. Yeah. And we disturbed and spoiled such a beautiful earth. And see what has happened with COVID-19. Now we are all wearing protections, masks, and gloves and everything. Where human beings are wearing the plastic. So that's the thing. In between, if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Okay. No,
Now,
I like that.
I like to tell you. Yes.
Sorry, no, I'm listening
Any
to you. I'm
questions?
listening to you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I like to talk about creativity. First, I like to, or you can tell me what you mean by creativity. What is creativity? What do you think it is?
Personally,
Expression.
for me, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Okay.
Creativity
Me,
is use of your imaginations, your ideas. Yes. Creativity is use of your imagination, your ideas to create something, and you make some ideas into reality. And creativity is problem solving, it's skill based, it's an art. And imagination has no boundaries. And how you can bring that imaginations into the realities. So a survey was being done, they found the creativity from a kid between 4 to 7 years was around 95%. creativity.
Sorry, I didn't get that part, sorry.
Then what happened? Now, I just tell you, my daughter, when she was 6 years old, sorry, any questions? My daughter, when she was 6 years old, this is her study table, and how creative she was. We didn't ask her to do this thing there. She put the things by herself, everything. Nobody trained her, nobody coached her. At 6 years, she may not able to see the clock also, but she was having a table clock.
Oh gosh.
Yes. She had some timetable. I know she was not able to read. Her mom was helping her to read the timetable or the schedule of which class what and which day. So she see how creativity a person is when at this age. Now what happens? At 10 years, the creativity dropped to 75%. What happened? Youth, I think your age, 14 to 15 years, the creativity dropped down to 50%. And when we went into the college, our creativity was just 25%. And when we went to the workplace, either you're a doctor or you are an engineer or you are a pilot or you are a chef, whatever it is, our creativity remain at 10%.
What would you say is the drop? The reason for the drop?
What do you think about? Because of our school systems, we are being made as a silo thinkers. We are being not asked to read this test book and get the answers to it. We are being forced to be a silo thinkers. So our imagination just get biased, goes to a certain ways. If you want to be creative, you want to give imagination, the teacher will say, oh, keep quiet, you're talking too much. You think this book is this book is 50 years back, smart. What happens? Our creativity is being suppressed as we move, because our schools, our higher education, they make you think in a very narrow focused way. And that kills our creativity. So if you see Google company, to help them out, because at a younger age, creativity is very, very stronger than at a later stage.
That is so interesting. Sorry for me, just need to come in because I don't want to forget what it is I'm thinking about.
Sure.
That is so true. And that is the joy I have of having the young ambassadors, because it's like giving the younger people a platform to express themselves, to bring out their creativity, to know they're free to be themselves 100%.
Exactly.
Because that's one of the things I can't stand about the school system. It's like the school system builds a tunnel vision for young people to follow structure.
Yes.
It's like, creativity is natural. People should be left to be themselves.
Absolutely right.
But we're turning people into robots. And I can't stand it. And that's why I can't be in the education system, because I feel so restricted. And I'm a deviant when it comes to being restricted, because I need to be free. I was born free.
Yes.
I mean, when I say I was born free, mentally, when it comes to my imagination, to my creativity, I was born free. And then you've got somebody trying to put chains around my freedom in relation to creativity.
Yes.
With the ambassadors, having them on this platform is a blessing in so many ways.
Absolutely right.
Because they each come, they each come. Go on, Dr. Faridi, go on.
And the best part is that countries like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they are hiring young students like these ambassadors because they bring so unimaginable possibilities of new ways of doing things. And these kids are challenging scientists and very learned professors, because these learned professors have made things very complicated. And when they got complicated, they're teaching the same way complicated things to the students. Whereas these young students are in a fluid mind, boxless thinking, not even out of the box thinking. They don't have any box. It's a fluid mind thought process. And they're able to argue, and they can able to question these senior experienced people. And that is a change taking place, and that makes Google such vibrant and a fast-paced company today.
Oh, wow, that is beautiful. And I know exactly what you're talking about. And so, it's just a joy to work with young people. Let me give you an example of what happened yesterday.
Yes.
We have Daniel in the group. Daniel's actually studying law. Now, Daniel is actually working on the documents that we're going to be presenting to people when they're coming on calls, to make sure that it's like everybody signs a document to say it's okay to use the video clip or to use whatever. Now, Daniel finished the documents yesterday, and he sent me a message. He sent a message to me. Yes. He was asking me if it was okay to put my name on the document or his name. Now, obviously, Daniel's actually learns in this culture, the working culture, that people like to take credit for somebody else's work.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
You have somebody in a workplace getting maybe £7,000 a year, £7,000 a year. I know a woman that used to get £7,000 a year, and the person that was the manager was getting about £40,000 a year. But all the ideas she was presenting in board meetings were coming from Francis, who was getting £7,000 a year. And she was putting these across as being hers. So when Daniel came to me yesterday saying, "Oh, Auntie, should I put your name on or should I put my name on?" The question I asked Daniel was this, maybe not in the same words, obviously. I said to Daniel, I said, the words you've put down on that form, would you say that's my intellectual property or yours? I said, if it's my intellectual property, then put my name underneath. But if it's your intellectual property, then put yours.
Right.
And then he burst out laughing because, he probably wanted to, I don't think they understand fully what I'm saying when I say to them that it's like, they have an opportunity, a platform to be themselves. So there was no reason for him to put my name. He did the work, he should put his name. He should get the recognition, he should get the credit. Farami is another one. Farami has this gift that he makes for every speaker that comes on the platform. He makes these gifts to say thank you from all the ambassadors.
Right.
When I put it on to, when I send it off to whoever has come to speak, I actually make it a point of duty to recognize Farami as the designer, because I didn't design it. I didn't pay for it. Farami used his intellectual property to design this. He came up with it without me even thinking about it. He did the first one and he showed it to me, and I was like, wow. So every presenter that comes on, Farami makes another one and we send it out. And I make sure to sign it off as Farami's work, because you might have people, that might be interested in making one of these that could pay him. He's 17 years old, but he's already doing these things. So if he's, if this is his work, then he should get the credit. You know what? I'm getting carried away. Continue, Dr. Faridi.
Yes. So, just wanted, this is what, thank you, Jerike, for your supporting me and enforcing what I mean to say is, things have changed now. We are all in the same landscape, and we are on the same platform. The wisdom, the talent is not just because of your degrees or your qualifications. but is the mindset, in the ability of how you are able to forecast yourself to be exponential. I move forward with that. I have 4 words which will definitely be insightful for you since you are so young, and it's the early you embedded do these words, the better will be the good time for you is. So the first is the leadership. Now the leadership you must have heard 1,000 times day in and day out. The leadership is. In just 2 or 3 minutes, I'd like to talk to you. A good leader is a one who's not just telling, okay, you followers, come with me, or you leaders takes motivation, brings motivation or risk-taking, blah, 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 all these things. That's fine. But a good leader is who creates his followers into leaders. Is that what it is? I repeat one more. A good leader is a one who has that ability of transforming his followers to be the leaders. That's a thing.
No, that makes sense. Just before you continue, one of the ambassadors have a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll...
Hi, Dr. Faridi.
Yes, hi.
Hi, Dr. Faridi. I'm Tanya from the UK DIL Ambassador. I had a quick question with reference to what you were saying about Google and Amazon. It's really exciting that they're encouraging creativity and boxless thinking, as you said. How do you think with our Generation Z, we can challenge the norm and make it the new norm to actually think outside, to have boxless thinking within the workplace? Because at Google it's expected, but in most businesses, I don't believe this is the case.
It's a good question. So, there's no switch on and switch off, but things have changed. The CEOs and the top management understands that the days have finished now, the days have gone where experience matters, degrees matters of an employee. But what matters is the pivot. Who is bringing that inertia, or who's bringing the speed into that organization? That matters.
The speed?
Today's organization, yes.
Sorry, you said who's bringing the speed? You were saying?
The speed. Who brings the speed to that organization? The pivot, PIVIOT, pivot, the inertia of accelerating the speed of doing things. Who opposite thinking? Who brings that arguments with the opposite thinking? Who is challenging the manager every time? Who always keeps going the another way of solving problems? And that is where this young generation plays a very important and promising role. And they are challenging actually. The old thinkers, including me as a manager, we were linear thinkers. What do you mean by the linear thinkers? Our thinking process is stage by stage wise, sequence wise. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. We develop ourselves on a percentage wise. But this new generation thinks the mindset with an exponential growth pattern. Exponential growth pattern here means is what I'm supposed to do will bring not percentage increase, but so many times increase in our business. You are the moonshot thinkers. And this is what the real fun is around. And that creates that learning organization to really move forward, and the power of the young people mind thoughts accelerates and amplifies the business outlook. If you see today's CEOs,
Thank you, Dr. Faridi.
Yeah. If you see, are they PhD, are they scientists? Yeah, are they they have a lot of degrees from a lot of good universities? No. It is that MTP they have. The MTP is the massive transformating purpose, which I'd like to talk to you in that later stage. Okay, so we talked about the leadership, and then we move to globalization. Globalization means not physically, but virtually, you're interdependent to each other while doing business. One organization or one nation cannot say that I have resources also, I have technology also, I have expertise also. Today's business or today's world is about how we can collaborate with various nations and various countries all over the world in order to be the winners. And that's where understanding the culture takes place, understanding the political scenario of different countries takes place, understanding the economy of another countries takes place, and understanding the resources of that country and working to that. The third is the innovation. Creativity brings innovation. Creativity is use of imagination, ideas to create something, and innovation is measurable. Innovation means you're bringing solutions to the problems. And finally, the sustainability. Globalization brings innovation, because the more diversity you have, the chances of innovations take place. And when you have innovation, but innovation has to be sustainable. But the innovation, if it's harming your planet or harming the environment, then that innovation may be perhaps good for this generation, but for the future generation, they will have problem of living. So we need to make the innovation which is more sustainable.
Yeah.
I'd like to jump quickly on some of the dilemmas which you need to know about as young ambassadors. So there will be a dilemma between the purpose versus the passion. You have an inbuilt passion. It comes from your heart, speaking that, okay, you want to become a good artist, a fine artist, painter. But there will be always a dilemma for you. What's the purpose of this? What's your roadmap for this? You have to, now just to let you know, dilemma is not problem, right? I tell you this. Dilemma is a different thing and problem is a different thing. Dilemma means you have two possibilities of choices you have, and you have to choose one of them. If you're not choosing one of them, but at least you are bringing at a point where you are able to get maybe both of them also, its possibilities are there, but you have to make your choice. So you ambassadors may be having a challenge between compete versus compromise. Do your school teachers or your professors or your parents keep telling you, you need to compete, you have to be the number one, you have to be the best, you have to be the champion? Should I do compete with everyone or should I compromise? Should I compete with certain important priorities and compromise on secondary? Your choice. Should I compete or should I collaborate? Very important for you, ambassadors. Should I be always competing, cutthroat competition, blood fight? We call that red ocean strategies. Or should we collaborate and win? Okay, you win, I win, and we both win together. Thinking versus feeling, logic's mind. Logically, mathematically, scientifically, your choice, or should be your choice of your feelings, of your heart, what your heart says, emotions, compassion, empathy. Should you be the linear thinkers, growth in percentage wise, or you like to do growth in the percentage wise in your traditional businesses, or you like to do exponential growth like becoming a Uber or becoming a Facebook or becoming a Google? Your choice. Should I have more focus on the cost of the products, cost of that service, or should I see the benefits, the value? Very important. Should I be a generalist, knowing each and everything of different functions of the workplace, or should I be the specialist, confined and having a niche over expertise over a certain task I have?
Did you say generalist or specialist? That's a good one. Generalist or specialist.
Yes. So should I know each and everything? A jack of all trades and masters of none? Know each and every trades, little bit here and there? Or should I be confined to be a very thorough specialist about certain trade you are into?
Just a good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes.
Which one would you say that you are?
I started I keep swinging here and there. When I was doing my master's, I became a specialist into business, and when I was working, I was into marketing. So very much focused and specialist in marketing. But as I kept moving forward, moving upward direction in my organization, then I started learning different function of business also and tend towards more generalists also.
Okay.
So there's no right answer and there's no wrong answer. So it's easier to become specialist and becoming a journalist. And you can't be a journalist in all the things and then you think where's your passion and what makes you excited, and then you specialize on certain things. But then when you specialize on certain things, then you need to do informal learning, not formal learning.
Okay. For those looking to go into marketing,
yes, marketing will become a very specialist thing. But functional business means you start knowing about finance, you started knowing about human resources, you started knowing about production, you started knowing about costing, you started knowing about accounting, makes you a generalist.
Okay.
Now,
do you have any...
Sorry?
Sorry, I was just wondering if you had any advice for anyone wanting to go into marketing in regards to experience or no?
I think when you are into marketing, then the main function of marketing, irrespective whether you are into cosmetic industry or into airlines industry or banking, or you into a manufacturing industry, it is all across is how you're able to satisfy your customer, how you're able to make your customer happy. Now, if you are into a specific area in marketing, maybe say public relation only, then that becomes more of a specialist. But if you
Okay.
see at a big picture of marketing, that you do some public relation also, you are into sales and distribution also, you're into supply chain also, you are into branding also, you're also taking care of your customers with certain customer counts, then that gives you some kind of a generalist. But it is and a salesperson also. So I think at a young initial specialist, a generalist will be better for you all, and then you choose your pathway and becoming a specialist.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to talk about the dilemmas with the post-COVID pandemic, what is happening, talking about people, talking about the communities, talking about the organizations. Is the health important or the economy? Again, a dilemma. Some says definitely health is important than economy. For me also, if I don't have a life, then how will I live my life? But some says if my economy goes down, if I'm a trader or a businessman and my business is running down, no customers, my overhead cost is high, then what will happen? I'll become a bankrupt. I'll get fatigue, mentally fatigue. I may get some kind of a disease. I may have anxiety. I may have depression, and that may be more detrimental or fatal to me. So dilemmas again there. Global versus local. Should I still focus on getting my products global procurements from all across, get the best deals? Or should I think of procuring from local? Or another way around, should I do marketing globally all across my products, or should I focus on my local customers? Focusing on your local customers means you're building a good, strong relationship with them on a long-term basis. Global customers may be volatile. Today, they are your customers. Tomorrow, if some other country or some other organization gives more value, maybe the customer is not so loyal to you. Convergence versus divergence.
So I also have a question now.
Sure, please.
I have a question. Okay,
Yeah.
So in regards to the local and international market, why would you say people have a huge problem going international? You know, with the world that we are now, it's quite easy to put ads online, have people, let's say, buy stuffs online, you ship it to them, but you know, you still find a lot of companies having issues. So exactly, like, what is the problem? Like, why do they have, or what would you say is the common problem they have going international?
See, now there's some, because of the pandemic, there are a lot of things which are not under your control, right?
Yeah.
And your supply chain is disrupted as of now, right? And you are here to give a good customer service. You are a reliable organization, and the customer have trust over your products and your brand. Global today in pandemic time, which is under not your control, you have to compromise on your customer service. But when you are local, the ability of promises being fulfilled, the ability of services on time with high level of customer service gives you that differentiation and an edge. So in post-COVID, I suggest it's better to be more local than being global for time being, till all processes and your systems are not properly maintained. Because we had this unprecedented new normal which has taken place, which has disrupted the supply chain. So it's better move towards local as of today, but as the time improves and things improves of all places, trading improves, logistics distribution improves, then it's always good to be global also. Good question. Welcome. Then convergence versus divergence. Is it the time for you to centralize all the things and do the business, or it's a time to decentralize your thing to do the business? That's a question. Finding out which markets are mature enough for convergence and which markets are prepared for divergence. Then I talk about, yes.
Sorry, can I jump in, Dr. Faridi?
Sure.
Listening to what you were saying with regards, like, local markets and global markets, I think this might actually end up being a blessing in disguise for a number of countries. A number of countries that were not really fully developed within their economy, infrastructure-wise and things like that previously, and were competing, illogically for the global markets or with the global markets, because they were not even fully prepared within their economies. They had nothing really in some cases. Having closed the borders to markets and all sorts of things with something that is within, it's not within anybody's control anyway. I think it actually buys a lot of countries the time to actually make better the goods they've been producing for years. They're having to hone in their own skills to become stronger and better. So by the time the global markets opens up again, if it does open up again on the level we used to know it, they should have something remarkably unique to actually sell to the world. Because now people are having to, go on, sorry, go on.
Yeah, go ahead, yes, it's true,
Yeah, well, I guess that's the bottom line of what I'm saying, because people now, the minute the doors were closed to other countries, people had to more or less use the skills that they had within. They had to actually bring out the skills they had to strengthen whatever products they had in place already, because a lot of countries were depending wholly on other countries. It's like they actually had them as their backbone. So and in a number of countries as well, you had people being de-skilled in so many ways, and people getting complacent and lazy.
Yes.
So now, if the borders are closed, and you haven't got globalization in the sense of like movement of people from one place to another, the chances are they don't have a choice but to survive. So it's going to be survival of the fittest. And that means having to use the brains again. That means the creativity that you're saying goes down goes down the older you get, would have to be used fully to actually stand against other markets in years to come.
Absolutely right.
So by the time we come about to Vision 2030, believe you me, I think this is the year to have a break, to restock and actually become the best when the global markets open again.
It's true. So there's a new word called as captive creativity. Captive creativity is what you are talking about. We have a creativity, but that is captive. It's just like an animal being captive in a zoo. So this is what is happening. We had local potential, we had local talent, we have a local market, but we had not able to capture that, and we are not able to visualize the strength of that local market. So this is an eye-opener for a lot of entrepreneurs to explore cottage industry, handicraft industry, small and medium enterprises can showcase their brands, they showcase the products, what they are good at, and become global, which they had almost lost confidence. For example, we've closed our, if you are entrepreneur, a startup, without second thought, you have been injected in your blood that it's better to buy your raw material from China. But now with disruption supply chain, now you have an ability to procure your products, your raw material from your own country. Maybe perhaps a more organic raw material with a uniqueness in that raw material. So this is absolutely right. This is a very good eye opener for entrepreneurs and startups to focus on being local also. Definitely, that is a good point.
That is interesting again. Sorry, Dr. Faridi. You see, this is so exciting. This talk is so exciting that I'm having to cut in every few minutes. Now, what I'm realizing, when you were saying that countries will probably have to, well, they will have to produce a lot of their things, themselves, and that things might become more organic. That is so true. And it's something I hadn't even thought about.
Yes.
Because previously, with the focus being on having to export things, chemicals were being used to produce so that they could produce more. Scalability, yeah. So now, if we actually, so if we're having to cater for where we are, if charity is, they say charity starts at home. If we're actually focusing on home this time, the chances are we won't need as many chemicals to mass produce because they're not actually producing for others. I'm not saying it's going to happen that way, but it will be interesting if we only had to focus on the home front. Then the chances are people will be healthier because they'll be eating more organically. They'll have more organic things to eat. And then secondly, the economy won't really be that bad anyway, because it's like, yes, we have a few countries that are worrying more about the economy than the health of the people. But if you're worrying more about the economy than the health of the people, who are the people that are going to buy to make the economy keep running anyway? Yes. You need the people to be able to build the economy. But if they're focusing on the home front, realistically, the struggle won't be that much, the stress won't be that much. They'll be able to feed their own. And then when the home front is strong, then you can start contemplating dealing globally. I love this. I should go and take a PhD in marketing.
You already PhD in so many things, Antarika.
I know.
Yeah, you're right. Homegrown and organic, they work together. And also, you are supporting your local artisans. You're supporting your local community. You're bringing back that economy, circular economy to your community. And that is, you feel pleasure of supporting your artisans who are just starting, encouraging them, right? And also, if you see the economy, as you're talking about using chemicals in mass production, it has an impact on your exchequer, on taxpayers' money. How? Because you are getting ill quicker. You are having so many undiscovered diseases, and doctors are not able to find any medicine for these because of we've been using so much of chemicals in our body. Toxic, our bodies become toxic, and ultimately the country is shedding so much of funds on the health of the human being. So this is a viscous cycle, right? So let's break it as soon as possible. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Faridi. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Faridi. I think Tanya's got a question.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Faridi. I definitely agree about the convergence of things and that we'll see an increase in skills. My question is, let's see. How do you think what do you think the next step for sources will be? You have experience in sourcing and procuring. So what do you think the next step for sources will be who normally go out of the country?
It's a good question. definitely, maybe some nations may not have all the raw material required for manufacturing a certain specific product. Some of the sourcing you have to do globally, which has an expertise at a certain place. For example, chocolate manufacturing, the cocoa which is coming from Ghana, you have to source it to get the rich quality of chocolates, right? The milk is in Belgium, but the cocoa do a global procurement. Obviously, you cannot grow cocoa in Belgium because of the climatic conditions, right? So this perhaps will be there, but what is more important is instead of milk, which we are getting from Belgium, is it possible that that entrepreneur brings the machine in the farmer's place where they're getting cocoa and manufacturing that chocolate and getting milk procured from the local people? So a different perspective about doing manufacturing. So, in other words, instead of suppliers giving you the raw material, smart thinking maybe manufacturers going to where the key supplies or where that country enjoys, especially natural raw materials I'm talking about. Am I able to answer your question?
You did. You answered two, but I suppose in that case we'll see a change in diet if people aren't able to attain in relation to materials, which is where my interest lies. You have fashion sources going abroad to bring in the materials and components. So I wonder what will happen to them, since people will work locally.
Supply chain is very complex all across. There is changes taking place. So what was happening, for example, from past 30 or 40 years was China had taken almost all the manufacturing and most of the raw materials were coming from China, right?
Yeah.
But now, after the post-COVID-19, organizations all across the world understood that relying too much on one specific country can be a disaster for certain reasons. So it is better to spread up your key suppliers all across the board. And you'll be surprised, when you're talking about the fashion industry, just right now, from past 4-5 months, a country in Asia called as Bangladesh has risen to a very high level, because now Bangladesh has procuring a lot of very good quality of cotton for manufacturing raw materials for the fashion industry. So there has been a shift now taking place from China to a place called Bangladesh, where it's also Bangladesh enjoys the low cost of market there also. The cost of labor is also cheap in Bangladesh also.
Yes, that answers my question. And it's the shift. The shift is the word I was looking for, I suppose. That's all that's happened in the supply chain. A shift in demand and supply.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are talking about true versus the real. A dilemma about what is true and what is real. True. If we see a lion or a tiger may attack me, that's true. Real is really there's a tiger or a lion in the world? That's another dilemma. Solidarity versus social distancing. We are human animals. We are bound with emotions, with compassion, with empathy. Is that, or we have to be social, but we need to keep some distance because of the health issues. Another dilemma here. So the takeaways I like to talk about from the student's perspective is, if I tell something to a student, they may forget. But if I teach them, they sometimes forget, sometimes they will remember that. But if I involve them, then they will learn a lot, you know. So with this, I can be connected on this, my email ID, m.faridi@psau.edu.sa. It was nothing but a pleasure connecting with you all, and please shoot me any questions you have anytime, right? And I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Google Scholar also. If you go to Google Scholar and type my name, Dr. Mohammed Rishad Faridi, you see my research work, what I've done on global perspectives. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Dr. Faridi, you're not going right now, are you?
No, I don't think he is. I think he was on his end notes. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Well,
don't go
Rosie
yet,
has a question. Rosie has a question for you.
as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm here very much, but I was just there's something true, but some real things also there. So I'm still on the real things.
Oh, thank you. Because, you know, we're enjoying it so much. Even the girls here saying, oh my God, they really enjoy this. So please don't go anywhere yet. So Rosie, your question, please ask your question. I think she'll use my phone.
Hello, Mr. Faridi. I'm Dr. Faridi. I'm Rosie, and I'm from the UK and a DIL Ambassador, and I'm 13 years old. Okay. My question for you would be, what was the most difficult thing you came across when studying marketing?
The most difficult thing I faced was with my competitors. The mindset of my competitors made me very uneasiness and difficulty. So when I was a management trainee, the trainer told me, okay, Rishad, when you go out in the market, I'm a chocolate company, for example, I'm Cadbury's. Okay, when you go into the market, you find Nestle attacking you with pricing, with promotion, giving a lot of supports to the dealers. And you know, that created that feeling of anxiety in me. But in reality, when I went to the market, I found that the competitors is actually human beings like us. And I thought the right way to compete with any competitor is to collaborate with him. The very first thing I did in my career was I met my competitors, colleagues, the salespeople. Hi, I'm Rishad from Cadbury's. Nice to meet you, Jim from Nestle. How are you doing today? I wanted to build that rapport with them, with my competitors. But in real terms, we have been, again, as Deoke was talking about, as we've been told in the school, we've been silo thinkers. We have been told in an organization that you have to attack your competitors, you have to fear your competitors, you should take decision what your competitors are taking, then you should take. So in any decision I'm thinking about my competitor, but it's not right. I should take my own decisions. And that's why you students, we have two strategies in business. One is called as the red ocean strategy, and the second is called as the blue ocean strategy. In the red ocean strategy, we always say that we should attack our competitors, let there be fight, let there be violence, there will be bloodshed. And keep thinking about that competitor day in and day out and having mind problems, anxiety, anger, depression. The new theory, which has comes right now, is the blue ocean strategy. In the blue ocean strategy, think your competitors are your good friends. Your competition is with no one. You make your own market. I give you an example of a company, you must be in UK also, Nespresso. Have you heard about this company, Nespresso? Which makes coffee machines?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Nespresso started their business into making coffee. But when they got to know, oh my God, we have Nescafe there, we have some 5-6 companies in coffee business. Folgers is there. It is very difficult for us to fight in that market. Nespresso thought, let's go for a blue ocean strategy. Let's not make coffee, but why not make coffee machines where there's no competition? Create your own market. And that is what is the blue ocean strategy's power, the ability of changing yourself without any competition, but remaining into that market where you create your own market, you create your own customers, and your whole energy is focused on your business plan. Your whole energy is not focused on what your competitors are doing. Days have gone now. And this is your careers also. Don't take anyone as a competitor. Think him and think of collaborating with them.
That is so true. I mean, Tanya's walking by saying that is amazing. And Rosie, 13-year-old, is saying that is so true.
Exactly. You Google on blue ocean versus red ocean strategy. You will find a lot of good material into it. This blue ocean and red ocean strategies all across in every industries, and it has picked up well, and companies are very successful in, because they never thought to fight with a competitor, because they say fighting with a competitor means matching the price. Okay, advertisement problem. Oh, you're matching the advertisement. Oh, problem with distributors. You're matching with the distributor. So, there's no end to it. So it's time to have your blue ocean strategy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Faridi.
Welcome anytime.
Yeah, thank you, Lord.
What today I shared with you is common sense, but unfortunately it is very uncommon with all of us. I want to be very simple and easy in living your life, taking the problems and how you can bring a good solution to it. Don't keep any problem within your head. You keep thinking about solutions. If you keep thinking about solutions, you will never get a problem.
True. Deep.
The problem we face is that we always keep thinking about problems than thinking about solutions. So that's why we're always in anxiety, anger, depression, stress, and that creates a bad mood to all of us, Don't live with the stress. Let the stress chase you. You should not chasing the stress anytime,
That is so interesting. And wow, I'm trying to digest what you just said, because I've ingested it, taken it in. I'm trying to think about. give me a minute to think about what you said, because it's quite
Yes.
interesting. It's like, you don't think about, thinking about the solution rather than the problem. Yeah, of course, that makes sense, definitely. And
Thank you, Dr. Faridi.
Competing.
And remember one thing in the life,
wow,
that solutions are few, but they make a bigger impact. But problems are more, but they may give a lesser impact. I repeat one more. Problems are more, but they give a very less positive impact. But solutions are less, but they give a bigger positive impact. So choice is ours. Should I take 1001 problem in our head? Or should I take just solutions, and with that solution, branch out various ways to solve that small problems?
Wow. Thank you, sir. If in regards to problems, you sent us a case study, and we had a group call. We discussed the case
Now
study
what
and solutions.
Now what I tell you is that...
Farami, sorry, Dr. Faridi, just a minute, please. Farami, sorry. Mrs. Demasi seems to have a question. So, Mrs. Demasi, do you mind asking your question, please?
Okay.
Oh, yes. I was like having, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, sir. I really appreciate every single word you said. And I thank Dorica for bringing you, because you have just enlightened my mind for my doubts about studying business or marketing. Now you have enlightened me, of course, and I will be glad to join. Now he's busy in his exams, or otherwise he would have joined us. He is doing the online finals thing.
Right.
But I just want you to repeat, if you don't mind, sir, when you spoke about the moon thinkers or something about the moon, people think of, what's the word exactly?
Yeah. So the word is moon short thinking. Short thinking.
Moon short thinking?
Short, S-H-O-T.
Moon short thinking. Okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Moon short thinking.
Moon short thinking is the terminology used in Google, where they focus on something called as going beyond the normal way of living a life. Opposite thinking. How we can be opposite thinkers. How we can think about certain things, gazing outside and creating something which we imagine by resources is impossible, but my mind thinks it is possible. So that means
these things can be trained. This kind of thinking, someone can be trained for, like
you can
special
be
people
trained
to
with
train.
that. Absolutely right.
I see.
It's a mindset thinking process.
Yeah.
You are building up your mind, because if you have that ability of a moonshot thinker, you will able to encounter all kinds of troubles, challenges, issues, problems in a matter of moments.
I see.
I strongly recommend you listen to 6 to 10 minutes of a Googler speaking about moonshot thinking in the YouTube. It's free. You can go through it and listen to it, watch it.
Definitely. Thank you so much, sir.
This, and a second thing also, listen to something called as MTP. M for McDonald's, T for technology, and P for say public, MTP. Massive MTP, it is called as MTP.
Process.
Yes, purpose, massive transformative purpose. Just go through that also. You should make your MTP. Everyone should make your MTP. If I have a chance of having another, Deroke gives me another chance. So this will be a task for all the participants that they all should make a MTP about themselves, right? For MTP, yes. For MTP, you have to go through and see the resources. Yeah.
Sorry, we'll definitely love to have you back, Dr. Faridi, definitely.
Yeah.
And then secondly, Mrs. Demasi, when we come off the call, I'll give you Dr. Faridi's contact details anyway. You're both in Saudi Arabia, actually. I know you're in Jordan at the moment, but Dr. Faridi is an assistant professor in Saudi Arabia. So
I see. You teach there.
Well.
You teach there,
yes,
doctor?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, yes. I teach in Al-Qurj, where the Al-Marai factory is there, close to that.
Excuse me, a university in Riyadh?
Yeah,
where exactly?
In Kharj.
In Kharj. Oh, I see.
Where the Al-Marai factory.
I thought first you were in Canada.
Yeah.
When you spoke about the Canadian.
Yeah,
I had some.
My home is in Canada. I live in Kitchener, Ontario, but I'm working here in the public university here in Kharj.
I see. It is so glad to have you, doctor, and I wish we can also, Dorica can arrange another meeting with you, because we have so many things in mind, but they don't really come in mind when you need them. It is about when you said the difference between people and culture and how we can learn that.
Right.
This is a very big topic we can talk about again. And another thing, how each country now is going toward the independent industry. Like for instance, now I am stuck in Jordan, and the king of Jordan is urging his people, because it's such a poor country with no wealth, but very rich with its people. Right. The youth are very smart, yes, mashallah, and you know they are very good engineers.
Yeah, very talented. I know, very talented.
Very talented, especially with computer work and engineering, mashallah. Yes. So now the king is urging them to start their own industry with the recycling thing, because now no more talking about China. No offense about China. I do respect the Chinese. I do respect everything they have done. But still, each country now is going toward depending on its own resources. As you said, we have to solve the problem, not to think of the problem only.
Yes. Talent is very strong there in Jordan, and it can be a good differentiator. Talent, trust, all these are very important factors. Compassion, empathy, these are very important factors which are coming in today's business. And I'm sure new changes will come up in another 2-3 years, and new emerging markets will come up, definitely. I'm sure about it.
Yeah. Do you think also some business will fail?
There's nothing called fail. Move to a certain way. So, for example, what some of the industries, like for example, the sports industry. The tradition watching of sports may shift from this to virtual sports industry, where you can able to football match, but not there be a virtual, as if like you are sitting with someone, a spectator is close to you, and you can talk to him, you can network with him also. This is a new technological changes, I think. So nothing will fail. It's just a matter of.
So you talk about coping, and being able to face the challenges.
Yes. who's now the time is not there that who is the first mover. It's not the matter of first mover. It's what is your purpose of it. Purpose is focused towards social welfare or for the people. If the customer knows that this product cares for the society, today's customer is not focusing on the cost. Today's customer is focusing more on the value. What benefits you is now. Sooner and later, this shift is taking place. People will be not so enthusiastic of becoming unsustainable or buying so many things at home. People will be very focus driven shopping they will be buying things.
Because now cash money is very valuable. People start to think less spending is much more smarter now.
And with more benefits. Yeah, they're looking for more benefits. Yeah. And that's where the localization is there, where supporting the local community, helping each other out. That's the thing. So this is a new shift taking place, and the earlier we adopt to these shifts, the better we are. You cannot keep thinking, you cannot keep watching things to happen. We are the change makers, and we have to be the first to lead the things as soon as possible. That's the thing. We need to be learners all time, upskilling ourselves, cross-skilling ourselves. Yeah, we have to skill up sets as soon as possible. If you're not skilling up ourselves, someone from somewhere will disrupt you. So that's another thing.
Do we have a platform where everyone's able to swap details at all?
I think
yes, we do, because with me, Dr. Faridi's funnily enough, while you guys are in the call, I've already put Dr. Faridi's details on the group for the ambassadors, for the ambassadors.
That's great.
Because if you're on the LinkedIn page for the platform, which you are, Dr. Faridi is already there anyway, because all the speakers that have actually been on the platform, most of them are already on the LinkedIn platform anyway. But in addition to that, I've actually sent his profile to the ambassadors platform so that those of you that are on LinkedIn can add him.
Yeah.
You know? And going back to Dr. Faridi, with regards to what you were saying to Mrs. Demasi. Sorry, Teire, do you have something you want to say?
No.
Okay. Going back to what you're saying with regards, like Mrs. Demasi was saying that it's like, okay, people will probably start being self-sufficient, more or less like probably spending less. Do you know what's been happening here in England the past couple of days since they opened? They've been queuing in front of shops to go and buy clothing. Why? To buy clothing to sit in their gardens?
Yeah, but some people need essentials, though.
To her person next door. Teire, I'm not even talking about essentials. I'm talking about people queuing in front of Primarks.
Yeah, essentials. That's where you get your socks. That's where you get.
It's all herd marketing. It's just one follows, and it's a viral marketing. One person goes, and people are curiosity of queuing up and lining up. That's a thing. And I mean, this phenomenon will be there. But what is important is that we need to spend some little bit of our, maybe half an hour of our time on breathing exercises. Take a lot of warm air in and like cool air in and warm air out. Breathing exercises, including our oxygen into our brain, and developing our mind. The body should invest a lot on your mind. We keep our mind away from our whole body. So we have to tone, or we should have a tonic, and our tonic is in ourselves. How we can tone our mind to have a leapfrog kind of a impact, growth perspective of our mind. That is very important for us. And I think this is a time when focus on giving mindfulness also. This is a time. Compassion, mindfulness, all these things are very important. Whether they are students or whether they're entrepreneurs or whether they're politicians or they're reformers or they're sports people, we need to spend half an hour of our time on mindfulness. Build up tone our mind as much as possible. With that growth perspective is also should be there. If we keep thinking about growth, the more we think about our growth, the more mind will amplify and accelerate our thinking process. I repeat the more you think of growth in your mind, the more your mind automatically will accelerate and amplify your thought process.
Yeah.
As one of the conference leaders today, I don't want to keep anyone that has to go too long, as it's nearly been 2 hours. So everyone else that wants to stay, feel free. But it was really nice meeting you, Mr. Faridi, and I'm just announcing my departure. But hopefully we get to speak to you again.
Yes, thank you. So, Jeruke, is there anything else I can be of today? Anything I can share, or we have to close it and have your permission?
That's just me. I'm not sure about everyone else. That's
Teire. She's got exams, I think she needs to do. But Dr. Faridi,
yes.
we'll definitely want you to come back. That assignment you're giving us with regards to was it MVP?
MTP.
MTP, yes. Yeah.
Massive transformative purpose. MTP.
Please, you're going to send us maybe a task or how to go about it.
So
that we
Jeruke,
can...
Jeruke, can you tell all your the participants who were today to prepare your MTP, massive transformative purpose?
Yes, sir.
Massive transformative purpose. Everyone should have its massive transformative purpose.
Okay, sir.
Very, very powerful tool today, Derek. It is creating a really big impact on human beings' life. MTP.
So definitely, Dr. Faridi, we have to come back to you very soon to arrange another date. I'll speak to the ambassadors so that we can decide on the next date that's going to be convenient for you to come back, please.
Yes. Just to give you in 3 minutes the story behind MTP, some researchers did a survey that there were thousands and thousands of companies in the world, startups, and they found out that why these 100 companies became the unicorns out of thousands and thousands of companies. In fact, millions of companies. Out of these millions of startups, what made these 100 companies being unicorns? Unicorns means companies who have 1 billion worth of value. Then these researchers dive deep into these organizations, find out what was the reason for them to go to this level of becoming unicorns of 1 billion. Out of million organization, only why these handful 100 companies could do. After doing a lot of scientific research, deep dive into it, they found out that the MTP, the massive transformating purpose, was extremely strong in these companies. And that created the companies to focus on the MTP. Today, that strategic plan of missions and all is redundant. MTP has taken up the course now. I strongly suggest everyone to do a Google on massive transformative purpose and just go through the research what's being done.
Definitely, because even as an ambassadors platform, we're probably going to work together on that to see about creating one for the DIL ambassadors.
Yes. So first you have to make an MTP for individual, then for a team, for a group, and then for your organization, you can have an MTP.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
definitely a task we're going to be working on together, you know, individually, and then, like you said, obviously in stages, so that we can actually get it to the point of saying, okay, yes, this is the MTP for DIL Ambassadors as well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I
Right.
really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we can obviously keep on guiding us as we make this climb. Because as it is, when this came to be, you were part of it, Dr. Faridi, from the start. You've always been part of this from the start. We're on LinkedIn. So you're finally getting to meet the ambassadors, you know, virtually. So
yes, absolutely.
As we make this climb, with you being one of the pioneer professional mentors, you are part of this growth. It's just that the only thing is that on the platform, on the WhatsApp platform, we've only got like the female professional mentors, a couple of them, and a couple of parents, and the ambassadors, because you know the way it is in the UK, we have to be careful with regards like, okay, how we join. Otherwise, Dr. Faridi is a big part of DIL Ambassadors. He has been from the start.
Yes.
And Farami, we can see your face. So he has been from the start, you know, so he's going to continue on this journey with us, definitely. So thank you so much, Dr. Faridi. Thank you so much. I mean, Dr. Faridi, it's so funny calling you saying Dr. Faridi because Dr. Faridi is a family friend as well. But, so he doesn't have a choice but to be with us on this journey.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
You know.
No,
so,
I hope
you
all could get something, and please feel free. We are a hardwired network community. We should not think DIL as a linear growth company. We should think as an exponential growth company. We have to increase by times, not by percentage. Right, Teire?
Yeah. It has to be about quality, not quantity.
Yes.
Quality. And we are on the way to the top, because it's taken a lot of patience, a lot of persistence, determination, focus, loyalty from all these young ambassadors and all the professional mentors that keep on believing in what DIL will do.
Yes.
You guys have been the support. It's like, you know, without it, I wouldn't even be where I am today. I've always, I've known Dr. Faridi for years. Dr. and Mrs. Faridi, I've known them for years. They're my friends.
Yes.
But whatever it is I do, they're always there, always supporting. Dr. Faridi is always there. They already care. I've heard about this project, 2030 vision. Let's do it. Whatever help you need, call me. This, you know, they're always there pushing me, believing in me. And because of the belief you have in me, oh my, Mrs. Demasi, from Saudi days, she's always been there. Workshops that I had the opportunity to run in Saudi Arabia, thanks to her. She was the first person that actually got me a workshop in Saudi Arabia. So it's like, you know, I've been blessed with
You're a hard worker, you deserve it.
Oh no, Mrs. Demasi, don't say that. You guys believed in me. You always believed in me. You always told me. It's like with you guys, I get a lot more, you know, credits out of the country than I do within the country. So it's like, you know, I just keep on pumping belief into me, and I just keep on standing. And then I've got the ambassadors. Without the ambassadors, we won't have DIL ambassadors.
Absolutely.
And I keep on saying it to the
yeah.
Without them, there's no DIL ambassadors. So, you know, it's like, you know, whoever it is I've become today, and whoever it is I am becoming, it's thanks to the support and the love and the loyalty of you all. And I really appreciate it. And every opportunity I have, I will say thank you. Without Shimal, I'll never have met Dr. Faridi. Do you understand that? So it's like, you know, thank you all for everything you've doing. And inshallah, we are on the way to the top. In God, and thank you so
thank
much.
you, Dr. Faridi, for everything. You know, today you more or less spoke like a life coach, even giving us these things. Yeah, so massive takeouts from this meeting today will be the MTPs and the moonshot thinking. For me, that was one big presentation we had. So, to everyone that is interested in having a record of today's meeting, you can always chat Teire, I, or Auntie Cecile up. You will have the link shared. And thank you, Dr. Faridi, for allowing us to record today. It has been very, very insightful.
No problem.
Yes, sir. So look forward to our connections with you on LinkedIn.
Sure. And thank you, Durke,
We'll
for
connect.
giving me, trusting me, and giving this opportunity. It is nothing but always a pleasure to be with you. You are a person, like seeing you. It ignites a lot of energy and spark, you know. And this MTP and moonshot thinking, you already embedded with. It's just a matter of, there was no word for that, but today we got these words, which are very much rhymes towards what work you're doing. And I think you keep up that good work you're doing. You know, it's sky's the limit. You have a long way to go, and inshallah you will be having a growth. Our always praise and blessing for you. You've been very, very eager and dedicated in your work, and this makes a difference, you know, that this differentiates between you from others, you know.
Thank you so much, Dr. Faridi. And one, I need to ask this question because I'm not sure we got it earlier on. Is it okay to share this video, please, Dr. Faridi? Is it
Yes,
okay
why
to share
not?
this
Sure,
video?
by all means, you have. Yes, why not?
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So have a lovely day. I think we've come to a close now.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have a
thank you
lovely
all.
day, and
Thank
everybody.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
See
you,
you
you.
sir.
later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye, sir. Have a
Bye.
lovely day.
Thank
See you
you.
guys. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.